That's right, Adam. Mount Rushmore. We have been going through the offensive position groups over the past few weeks. This week, we're actually just going to go defense as a whole. And I want to remind everybody, this is from 2000 on, so don't send us, tweets of Selmans and things like that. We know they'd clearly be on this list. This is simply from 2000 to 2022, which I don't know about you guys. It was a lot harder to dive through every defensive player for 22 years than I thought. So maybe we should have switched this up a little bit, but we're rolling with it. A big question before we start. Is there anybody since 2015 that is in your top 12? Anybody to me, I think everybody was before that on my list.
I don't think I can give anything away yet.
Yeah, I've got two. I'll just give you that.
All right, that sounds good. All right, Tyler, you are leading us off this week with the number one overall pick. Very curious to see which direction you go.
This is probably the worst category where you can have the number one overall pick. Oh my God, what do I want to do here? I'm going to start on the defensive line. Got to have some beef up front, and there's no better player within the last 20 years to start your team with on the defensive line than the 2002 Lombardi Trophy winner, and that is Mr. Tommy Harris. So, yeah, easy pick for me, no brainer. Wish I would have had that 3 and 4 pick, though. So, Corbin, what do you got, man? I got Tommy Harris leading it off.
Adam is second here.
Yeah, I get pick number 2.
Give him his due.
All right,
I was surprised you went with Tommy Harris. Good pick. I don't think that there's
Adam, is your computer charged, by the way, before we get through with this?
It is charged. I am surprised that you went there. I'm going to go with Roy Williams. I think he's probably the best defender that this Sooner era has seen since that 2000 mark. 9 interceptions, 269 tackles, Thorpe Award, Nagurski Award. The dude's got a trophy case, and he was just incredible, absolutely dominating teams in that 2001 season for sure. So I'm going to go with Roy Williams.
Was that 1 and 2 for everybody? Because that was my 1 and 2.
Yeah, that was my 1 and 2 as well.
All right, so we're all on the same page there. So 3 for me, Gerald McCoy, 39 consecutive starts, number 3 overall pick in the draft, All-American honors in 08 and 09. Again, starting up front, get the big guys. That's who I've got for my first pick. I'll follow that up going to the secondary. I'm going to go Derek Strait. 14 career interceptions, started 53 games, 53 passes broken up. Nagurski and Thorpe Award winner in 03. Very pleased with my 3 and 4 picks in this.
Not bad.
Strait was my number 3. Yeah.
Wow. Okay, you guys had him higher than I did. I thought I might get him as a steal later on.
Hell no, Adam.
Put some respect on his name, Adam.
I thought I was gonna get him as a steal. I still valued him a lot. I'm gonna go with Rocky Kalamas here. This was interesting for me. I did not expect him to have such a high body of work. Now he did play for 4 years, so that helps. 431 tackles, 14 sacks as a linebacker. That's higher than a lot of defensive linemen have done in their career. 3 interceptions, the leader of a defense, a guy that really helped carry that team to a national championship in 2000. So I'm going Rocky Kalamas.
So far, all of my picks are in exact order. All of the picks are in exact order of how I've had them. Yep. So I'm very impressed.
Yeah, that's a good one as well. Gosh. Okay, I'm going back to back here. So I've already got a defensive lineman. I got to get a linebacker. So I'm going with the 2-time All-American, 2003 Butkus Award winner. Let me go with big number 11, Teddy Layman, the other member of that Red River duo to round out Roy Williams, sacking Chris Sims. So yeah, give me Teddy with my second pick. And this is where it's going to be tough because I have a feeling number 4 is going to be slim pickings for me on this one. God, what do I want to do here?
I'm making a suggestion.
Buki could be an option. He is on the board.
5-star.
I'm between him and Brian Mead at this point right now. I hate doing that. I'm sorry, Brian. I'm going to go defensive back on this one, and I'm not sure how high this guy's going to be on your list. I'm going to go Brandon Everedge from 99 to 2003. Kind of an under-the-radar guy. Maybe didn't get as much praise because he shared the secondary with Derek Strait, with Roy Williams. But in terms of a corner, it's kind of hard to find anything or anyone better in the last 20 years than Derek Strait or than Brandon Everedge.
Quarterback in high school.
There you go. Yep. So Brandon Everedge, number 3 for myself.
There you go. It's the first one that's been out of line on my list.
Yeah, I think this is the area where it gets kind of to be just kind of all over the place. It's hard. It's a lot harder to judge some of these guys. I think I'll go with Dan Cody here.
Whoa.
A guy with 25 career sacks, an absolute
Yep.
terror at that defensive end position. So many of these guys were great between 2000, 2008 or so.
Yep.
And I don't know. I always hate trying to compare eras. I wonder what they would be like in today's game, but Dan Cody was just exceptional in the era that he played in. So
I knew going over this many years, I was going to forget a couple names. That was one I didn't have on my list, which clearly should have been. So, that a little embarrassed on my end. All right. So 3 and 4 for me. Again, a lot of different directions you could go. I'm going to go Jeremy Beale. Big time name. Again, maybe didn't quite get the love that he probably deserved. But you look at a guy with 29 sacks, 7 forced fumbles, about 59 tackles for loss. Really impressive OU career. And the next guy I'm going to go for maybe a little bit of alternative reasons. I know he should be totally defensive focused, but he's still a player on the team who maybe had some different roles. So Antonio Perkins is my final pick. Yes, sir. 11 career interceptions, 9 career TDs, 1 of those being interception, 8 of those being on punt returns. So, bumping up the secondary a little bit, but got a little special teams in there too.
I thought I was going to have.
I didn't have him on my list. I'd never thought about that. I think of him as a special teams guy for whatever reason. So,
he was like top 15 in career interceptions for an OU player. Like, he's no slouch.
Mm-hmm.
He wasn't All-American like Derek Strait, but dude could play. So,
yeah.
All right, I've got a safety, I've got a linebacker, and I got a defensive lineman. And of course, there's no rules in this. We don't actually have to balance this lineup at all. But I have a pretty balanced lineup, so I could pretty much go in any direction. And really, I'm just stalling right now because I'm not sure. I'm not sure where to go.
Matt Diamond.
I think I will go with a guy that we saw on the field today, actually, Tony Jefferson. He's back with the Ravens, I think. I don't know if he's on the practice squad or what.
Nice interception video.
Played 3 years in Norman, 258 tackles, 7 sacks, 8 interceptions, 3 of which came in 1 game. The dude was probably the closest thing that we saw to Roy Williams after he had gone on to the NFL. So Tony Jefferson, just a really all-around playmaker for the Sooners.
Ooh, okay. Last pick for me. Honestly, I'm sitting pretty good here. I got 4 linebackers left, a defensive back, and 1 defensive lineman. So it'll be fun to talk about honorable mentions. Similar to you, Adam, I've already got one at all 3 levels of the defense. So I'm going to go with the best overall player on my list, and I'm going to go linebacker. I'm going to go with Curtis Lofton, guy that does not get enough recognition. We all know when you talk about the all-time greats at linebacker at Oklahoma, the Selmans, Bosworth, Layman, Kalamas, you got to throw Curtis Lofton in that conversation as well. One of the most decorated players to wear the crimson and cream, playing linebacker in the mid 2000s. So give me Curtis Lofton, a member of the Soul Mission, as a matter of fact, here in Norman right now. So
great player, but he really had 1 year, where he was at an elite level. We're all on the same page there, correct?
I agree, but it might have been the best year out of any of these linebackers that we've talked about so far, which is how do you judge that? That makes it real tough.
It's a hard thing to do.
Still in Chase Daniels' nightmares. Has to be.
Oh man, what a game. What a performance.
Yeah.
Both of them.
So who did you guys have left? Starting
before we go that, recent guys that may have made your list. Is there anybody?
I had 2, I think. I had Kenneth Murray, who
I didn't have him on there.
I didn't have him.
I had Obo Okoronkwo. I had 18 different guys on my list.
And I had Nick Benito. His stats are actually pretty solid.
I had Benito and I had Eric Stryker a little bit further.
I had Stryker
down my
as
list
well. 22 and a half sacks. I mean, that's pretty good.
One other DB that I had. The only other defensive lineman that I had Dusty on there.
I had Dusty. I actually had Calvin Thibodeau. His stats were pretty solid. And I had Austin English on there, kind of like a if needed late pick type of deal.
Frank Alexander was another one on there for me.
I couldn't justify it. Not after looking over his stats.
How about Travis Lewis? 446 career tackles. I think he's he's like top 3 in OU history. Kind of underappreciated.
28.
Yeah, you got him. I had
anybody else in the secondary?
Huh?
Aaron Colvin. How about him?
I had Aaron Colvin. Yeah.
I
Played
didn't
three
have
different
him.
positions.
I had Brodney Poole though.
Yeah.
Kind of a lesser name as far as like OU hierarchy, but like looking at his stats, like really solid.
I had a harder time finding some of these guys' stats. Maybe I was looking in the wrong spot.
I think that this is going to be really, really tough for people to vote on. I mean, I think that this is a really solid 4 that each of us have came out with here.
Yep.
Which, Adam,
it was tough finding stats for anything on the defensive side of the ball up until like 2007 and 8.
Yeah.
Then you started seeing like there were sites that had produced that stuff, but before that it made it really hard to. I was just going off of awards and what I remember, and that was 22 years ago for some of this stuff.
Yeah.
So
Right.
it was hard to find, which I find shocking in today's age that stats were difficult to come across.
I actually had to flip open my 2015 OU football media guide to try to find a few stats on Striker. But no, I think that this is really, really good. I'm excited. Adam, you've got this pretty cool graphic that you've created, so I'm excited for be able to put this full list together, all positions, and we'll let the listeners and the fans vote on it on Twitter.
Yeah. Make sure you vote for Adam. And so we'll have that out on Twitter at least sometime this week. And so make sure to give us a follow on Twitter so you don't miss that. Follow us on YouTube. You can find us by searching the Mainline Podcast. And we, of course, always appreciate anyone that gives us a review, 5 stars, of course, on Apple Podcasts or wherever you listen to podcasts. Make sure to subscribe as well. Next week, we'll have the full breakdown of every position group, as fall camp will be about roughly 5 days in at that point. And so we'll have a lot to talk about.
It's here, guys. I can't believe
it's here, yeah. Although at the same time, this is like the slowest time. It feels like an absolute crawl to that first game. So we'll help get you there a little bit faster. Week 0, that's right. So until then, appreciate you listening to the Mainline Podcast.